welcome to this week's episode of the Tim and Rinny Show. We thought we get a lot of questions about our wine wall, and we thought we would just open it up and share with you some of our favourite wines, why we like them, stories behind them, and why we have a wine wall in our house.
So it all goes back to when I went to grad school at Cal Berkeley, and my older brother Matthew, my parents came out for my graduation. We ended up skipping the graduation and went to Napa, and we fell in love with wine, and that was 2005. And ever since, we've been kind of building on that. Fast forward to 2009, I met Rinny, and
by 2011, so 2010 I won Kona, and I had money for the first time in my life, and so I bought this land that we're living on now. The next year we bought the side lot land, which is why we have a backyard, which is kind of pretty rare.
Backyard.
Yeah, pretty rare up here where we live in Dakota Ridge. So we didn't ever know if we'd actually build. We kind of just put money into the land thinking, it'd be a good investment. And then fast forward, got married in 2013, and we're sort of starting thinking, we want to build a house on this land, because beautiful property, backs up to the foothills. Anyway, we basically got to choose what we wanted in our dream house.
Yeah.
And one of those things was a wine wall feature, rather than just a cellar downstairs. We wanted it to be kind of a main feature in our house.
Yeah. Rinny wanted the floating wood block staircase.
Yes.
Like, that was her thing, and I said, all right, my thing is we need a wine wall. And they actually wanted to have it over by the kitchen, but it would have just been a closet, and then we wouldn't have had a pantry either. So I said to the builders, why don't we just make it a feature piece right here, because wine for us is, we don't have any crazy expensive like first growth super old bottles. Wine for us is to drink and to share with our friends and family, and just it's something to really make experiences out of. And I think that's what's important to us, is just really great experiences. So we wanted the wine to be a feature and to be part of the conversation. And
it's actually very dangerous having it right by
it's so
the dining.
close to the kitchen.
You don't have to go anywhere. You just basically reach back and pull out another bottle. So yes, we've gotten ourselves into a little trouble.
Yep.
Some off seasons, some in seasons, but overall we're so glad we have it up here, because it's just a really cool feature in the house.
And then we wanted to also, originally it was just going to all be wine, and then we're like, well, let's like break it up and make it, more like on what we're thinking, kind of an art piece. And so we had shelves put in that we could kind of display some of our more important
trophies.
Basically Kona, yeah. Rinny has some other good stuff in here we can talk about, but we're gonna dive in. We're gonna open up. We don't have a plan here. We just want to go through some stuff and talk and just have some fun.
Before we get any further, tonight we are drinking Gros Ventre. It's become one of our favorites. Our friends Jed and Lexi put us onto this winemaker, and we have been really enjoying it lately.
Yeah, great Pinot Noir. We've become Pinot Noir snobs. I don't know.
Kind of, yeah.
Kind of. But yeah, that bring us into the wine wall. So welcome in. We kind of tried to give you some background. Rinny and I really started drinking wine together after Vine Man, in I think maybe 11.
Mm-hmm. With Siri and Siri's mom.
With Siri and Siri's mom. It was an amazing night.
Yeah.
And that's what we were all talking. It's going to be the whole theme is, this is all experiences, and there's a lot of the reasons we have a lot of these different wines is because they tie us to friends and family that we've shared them with, or they've introduced us to them. So up here, we started in California. Rinny loves big California cabs. She loves California Pinot Noirs. I love them as well. I also like some of Italian stuff and some French stuff, but we don't drink that much.
Yeah.
She doesn't like the old world stuff. She says it tastes like boots. Boots and.
Maybe don't say that.
Okay, so basically this whole side of the wall is California. A lot of our Cabernets, a few other wines like Petit Syrahs and things like that, and then a ton of Pinot Noir as well. And like I said, we don't try to save too much stuff. We don't have a ton of old bottles. We just like to drink. Corson up here. We have a lot of Corson. Why do we have so much Corson, Rinny?
So we are a member of their wine club. A friend of mine, Liz Bodenhammer, the first time we went to Napa, she worked there as a chef in Napa in that region, and she just hooked us up with basically gave us a list of vineyards we needed to go and visit, and Corson was one of them, and we went in there, and pretty small. Kathy Corson, prominent female winemaker in the region. But pretty small property, but we just loved the wine, and I just love the wine.
Yeah.
So we're members of Corson, and they're like one of our favorites. We always open Corson when we have steak, which is quite often.
Yeah, the Cabernet is awesome. And so talking about that first trip, that brings me to these guys as well, Pride Mountain. So they are up high, and they're
Spring Valley.
Spring Mountain. I think Spring Mountain, right? But they're on the county line between Napa and Sonoma, and we met a really great guy through Liz, Tim at Pride. He hooked us up with some great tours and really great experience. But on this whole trip, we had a driver.
Yes,
because it's responsible drinking.
Oh
right?
my goodness! How about when so one day we were staying in Carneros Inn, which anyone who's familiar, we went all through Napa.
Yeah, that was this day, yeah.
Yeah, and had a lot of tastings, didn't eat a whole lot, and
we don't use these spit buckets, we're just...
No, we just drink. And then we came back to our hotel, and I went to hop out of the car, and I fell out of the car.
She literally fell in the right in front of the main entrance of the hotel.
The bell guy, and he just sort of laughed. I'm like, yep, I'm fine. It was quite embarrassing.
And the best part, it was only 5 p.m.
We've been day drinking.
It was super early.
Since 10 a.m. or something.
So moving on down, this shelf is pretty cool. Well, first of all, there's a little whiskey in here. I'm Irish after all. And
there's not much left.
Not much left. But I originally got it for my dad and my brother when they come visit. And my brother Matthew has since gotten me onto the whiskey as well. So maybe that'll be another episode, but I don't know anything about that stuff yet. And this is the Champagne Saber that Rinny got me for my birthday.
Last year, yeah. We've used it a few times, actually, not enough times yet. But it's fun to saber champagne bottles for special occasions.
Yeah, particularly after a good race.
Or just a brunch.
Yeah, or brunch. Yeah, or
maybe like an Easter brunch. Ooh, I know
it works well.
Yeah,
takes the eyes off.
Put it away.
We did a little display here, and this is just kind of a mix of some of kind of the older wines, some of our favorites. We can come back to this in a second. I know Rinny's got some fun bottles in here that she really likes. And then some magnums for when the party really gets started. The thing is with magnums, you never want to drink them, and then you just have to drink them, you know?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how quickly they go away if you have...
It's only 2 bottles.
4, 5, 6 people with you, so...
Yeah.
Between the 2 of us, maybe not.
Yeah.
If quarantine goes on much longer, we might start drinking the magnums in one night. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then over here we have just kind of the rest of the world, really. We got some Australian wines, some big Shirazes particularly. Actually, we only get, in the U.S. we think of Shiraz from Australia.
Or Pinots.
Well, not here, but when we go home, or when we go to Australia.
Yeah.
That's when you really, you start to learn, and our good friends like Belinda Granger and Mackenzie's, they help us discover new Australian wines because there's so much wine over there.
Yes.
There's so much wine.
So much good wine.
And then we have, some Spanish over in the corner, and some Portuguese wines. We got a little bit of French. And some Chilean wines as well. So, and our Italians too. I love Italian wines. But I don't know why we don't have more. We need to get more.
We still have the Almost Champ bottle still.
And Bobby Stuckey, I apologize if you're watching this. If anybody knows Bobby Stuckey in Boulder, awesome dude, killer athlete. He owns some restaurants, Frasca, Pizzeria Locale, Master Som. We love you, Bobby. I'm sorry I don't have more Italian wines in here.
Yeah. So I'll start with this one. This was obviously, it's Penfolds Range. It's a very nice bottle. We've had this for a while actually, but this is more about the story. We met a couple who do triathlons, Dwight and Sharon.
Yep.
And Dwight's in his 70s, Sharon's in her 50s. We met them in Kona. I think it might have been 13 or 14. Anyway, we had dinner at the Four Seasons.
I think it was earlier than that. Was it earlier than that?
I'm not sure. Anyway, we were having dinner at the Four Seasons for Tim's birthday. And
no, it was after the race.
Yeah.
We were celebrating one of Rinny's very fine finishes. I think it might have been 10, Rinny. I think it might have been after you won.
Anyway, it was all blend together these years. So we were finishing. Well, no, we were like in the middle of dinner, and
our waiter comes over and asked us if, or told us that another couple wanted to buy us a bottle of wine.
Yeah, and so Tim's like, "How do I deal with this? Yeah. Like, you don't want to get the expensive bottle. You don't want to like.
But you don't want to go You don't want to go cheaper than you would have bought anyways, because you're like, I still want to drink good wine, right?
So he sort of went mid-range. I can't remember what you bought, but it was a lovely bottle of wine, and we asked who it was, and it was Dwight and Sharon. And we, as we were leaving, we just went over and thanked them for the wine, and Sharon said, what did she say?
Yeah, they said, great choice on your bottle of wine, but next time, go a little bigger.
And so from that, Dwight's a retired heart surgeon, obviously a great triathlete, raced Kona a few times. Sharon also has raced Kona, I believe. But they just have become really good friends of ours. We actually, a couple of years, have stayed with them. They live in Scottsdale, in Paradise
Arizona.
Valley.
Yep.
And they have a solid wine collection. We just became friends with them, and they actually, not long after that, they sent us this bottle. I think maybe when we got engaged.
Yeah, they sent us a couple of these, and a few others.
Yeah, a couple of bottles of Grange. Just anyway, so we still have this bottle.
Yeah, and we still see them both.
Yeah, we see.
Yeah, we actually saw them in November. We went out and had a great dinner at their house. So we love you guys.
Yeah. Also, I said Dwight's a heart surgeon. Sharon's an anesthesiologist. So they're super, high-level doctors.
Impressive.
Very impressive people.
It's triathletes, like everybody's an overachiever, right?
But,
so another Australian wine, Velvet Glove, which is probably our favorite Australian producer, Molly Duker. This is actually our good friend and fellow pro triathlete Brad Williams sent this to us as a thank you gift for something.
He actually gave us a case of Molly Duker.
Yeah, so that. We drank everything else. We told him we'd save this bottle for him. So Brad, whenever you get back to Boulder, come on out, buddy. It's still here for you.
And Molly Duker is actually Carnival of Love. We have a couple of magnums here. That's probably one of my favorite Australian wines. We've yet to go down and visit the vineyards down in McLaren Vale, down in South Australia. But we will get there at some point. Where else?
Wait, hold on. I'm just seeing this bottle. We're freestyling here. So this California Cab Turnbull, a good friend of my family's and obviously mine, from back home in Pennsylvania, Tim Evans. Way back in the day, Tim was one of my first supporters before I was winning races. When I was doing the ITU, if you're not familiar with my ITU career, go back and look at it. It was horrendous. I mean, it was a train wreck, right? But I had awesome people like Tim Evans supporting me. We always used to drink Turnbull back in the day with Tim when I would go home, and he actually got me my first 2 bikes through one of my local bike shops, Sickler's, back in Pennsylvania. So he got me hooked up with a road bike and a TT bike, and I'm saving this for whenever Tim Evans comes out to Colorado. Sorry, I'm going to talk a lot.
You can talk. This is where I just smile and drink my wine.
So Sherwin family, great Cabernet, Napa Valley. Not too far from Pride, I don't think, actually, if I recall. But they are the only alcohol manufacturer that are allowed to put the American flag on a bottle of alcohol. They did a campaign after 9/11, and the proceeds went to all the men and women, firefighters, police officers, everybody that first responders. And since then, they've been allowed to still print the flag on the bottle. So I always keep that front and center on our wine wall. Although the Australian's above the American, I don't know. We might have to switch that. Here's the oldest bottle we have. This is an 87 White Rioja. I have no clue if this is still good. I don't know. I have no clue when I'm supposed to drink it. Our buddy Jed said to hold on to it, so whenever he comes over, we'll open it at some point. But yeah, that's pretty much as old as we get here. We got a 91 cab over here somewhere. But other than that, everything is pretty kind of young relatively, yeah. I know there's a lot of big wine guys in the triathlon world. Mark Holowesko.
Oh, yeah.
If anybody remembers the Island House events, Mark Holowesko was the man behind that.
The Island House, we have a number.
Oh yeah, we have the Island House bottle.
Yeah. Invitational.
Rin, do you remember, it was in 16. Mark does something really special. It's like with a white linen cloth.
Yeah.
In the ring of the wine. Do you remember what that was?
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, you leave the imprint from the bottle. There's like this really cool, you decant through this.
Oh, that's right, yes.
You decant through this like linen cloth. And then it makes a really cool pattern. And Luke McKenzie, the race director, told me, he's like, yeah, everybody's gonna sign it. And we've been having a few glasses of wine. He's like, you sign it. But it was only supposed to be signed by, I think, the top 3 men and women. So of course I'm like, sign it. I'm like, I think I got last.
Yeah.
And Mark was like, what is going on?
Yeah. Whoops.
Chicken's ready.
Yeah. Okay. We needed to turn
No, just turn it down.
Oh, is that the turn it down?
Oh, no, actually.
This is also where we mentioned earlier we house all of our Kona trophies. So 2 of my world titles in 2010 they didn't give out. They only started giving these trophies out in 2013. 2010 you just basically got
Yeah, there it is.
Umbeke. And so that was the trophy, and top 10 get an Umbeke. I'm probably saying that wrong.
Umbeke, yeah, that's correct, yeah.
And then the other years I got the Iron Man. Tim's finished 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th.
No 7th, yeah.
No 7th.
Yeah.
So Tim has a lot of Umbekes in here as well.
But none of these.
Not yet.
There's still time though.
Yeah.
There's still time.
Time is not up yet. But this is in Germany. A lot of the time they give you what is this called? I don't know. A giant thing of beer.
Beerstein?
Beerstein, yeah. And so this is the one I got in Roth when I won, and you kind of basically pour it over your head, drink a little, and then pour the rest over your head. So one other really cool race that we have done many times, Santa Rosa 70.3, used to be called Vineman, for those of you who remember. We still run around La Crema vineyard, but back in the day, first place was one of these puppies. Unfortunately, they alternate white wine, red wine. The men got the Pinot, I think, that year, and I got the Chardonnay. But this is actually still full 2008. I won. So this 3-liter bottle in a really cool case. I don't know, we didn't have room for the case in here, so.
And this is my little Beerstein down there. That little pathetic guy. Can you just go look at that little guy? 2nd place in Brazil, that's all you get.
I think that other one's from Austin.
This was from one of my few actually good ITU races, the elite U.S. National Championships. It was on the podium. Tuscaloosa. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. But that's it. Yeah. Oh, here's my. This is what happens when you don't put your umeke in the away, and you have kids. Little Izzy.
She was probably a little baby then. So.
Yeah. She just picked it up and just chucked it on the ground. She didn't drop it on the ground, like it was an arm up, like. All right, there you have it. That is our wine wall, and leave any questions in the comment section. We'd love to answer them. We're gonna do that in the future.
Yeah,
right?
hope you
Next week.
enjoyed it. It's a little different to what you're used to seeing from us, but if you want more stuff like this, lifestyle, then by all means, we're all about talking about the.
Leave more comments.
Yeah.
We've got a little extra time right now.
Yes.
All right.
A lot of time at the house too.
Well, cheers. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for following, and we're going to bring you some more stuff soon.
Oh, my baby there. My little baby, is he there?
How do we not have this piece? Looks so simple, doesn't it?
Yep.